Welcome back to another episode of Aunt and Andrew with Family's Everything.
Until it's not. Hi, Andrew.
Hi, Aunt. How are you?
I'm good. Oh, well, you know what? This is the second to last episode of Orange County. I am so sad it's leaving. I really,
Yes.
truly am. I really am.
I'm ready for the reunion, though.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not ready for Shannon Bedore to leave my TV for a year
Ugh.
or 9 months or 10 months or however. I am
Shannon's
so invested in Shannon Bedore. Actually, she's going to be on that dating show, right?
Yeah, and she was apparently a terrorist on it.
Oh, but he retracted everything he
And
said.
then others said it.
Oh, is that how he's doing it? That's the
I guess.
maneuvering he's gonna do. Jen finally found her voice.
Thank God.
Thank God.
She's gonna
This
need
was
it.
an episode where she completely. Did you watch the Dodgers game last night?
Not really.
Oh, I
I
did.
mean, I watched part of it, but
Because I wanted to see what's his name?
Shohei.
Shohei Ohtani.
Mm-hmm.
Is
He
that
didn't
his
play
name?
well, but they won.
Hey,
Yeah, Shohei Ohtani.
he got to third base when I saw him.
Yeah, he got a double.
So tell me, how does this work in that? Because I'm an AF, is it American League? We're American
You don't
League.
really know like anything about baseball, so what's the question?
The question is, I do know more than you believe.
Yeah, but there's not a difference between the AL and the NL with the question you're about to ask.
Yes, there is.
What is it?
Okay, so the question is, I thought that we have a designated hitter.
That's all. It's all the rules have changed. There's a lot of different rules now.
Okay, so the question is, you can hit if you're not pitching.
What do you mean?
Well, like he got up to hit.
Okay. He's
But
not pitching this season.
Oh, he doesn't pitch?
He did. He took this season off.
Oh, well, nobody told me. So he's not a pitcher?
He is a pitcher, but he's not pitching this season.
What's he doing?
Hitting.
Doesn't he?
He plays first base, I think, like when he doesn't hit.
Oh, I didn't know. That's why I was wondering. I thought, see, that was my confusion.
Or he plays something. He plays something.
I saw he wasn't on the mound, but I couldn't figure out why he was.
That's why he's so special and such a big deal, because he pitches and he hits.
But this year he's not pitching. He's just
to save his arm, because he's that good that he doesn't need to like do both to be worth the money he gets paid.
Oh, okay.
He's gonna pitch next year. He already said.
Okay, well that's why I watched the Dodgers game, so I could see him. That's all.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Okay,
okay.
So
got Freddie Freeman hitting the walk-off home run.
She finally got her voice, but why is Heather so team Tamra? Is it because her life is so contrived, which we saw because we saw her and Terry? We ever going to see Terry's nose? There's only one more episode.
Listen, I have to say something. You're watching it back. Heather was living it. I have a feeling that Heather may have some similar thoughts at this point, but in the moment, she probably didn't.
Well, in the moment, she was team Tamra.
Yes, but we also, like, the viewers have made Shannon a victim. I'm not saying she shouldn't be, but the viewers have made that. When they were living it in real life, like, all of them have been skeptical of Shannon at times. All of them have been skeptical of Alexis. Like, but I think the viewers are shaping now. That's the thing that I don't think is fair to Tamra, is that, like, if Tamra knew that everyone and their mother was going to rally behind Shannon, I don't think Tamra would be going at Tamra's too strategic. We all know Tamra.
Right. Yeah.
So do you think Tamra would be doing that? No,
because she's autistic and on the spectrum.
Yeah. So
yeah. But I don't understand Heather at this point, because Heather's we saw how contrived they are. We saw when they had the conversation, her and Terry.
Do you think Heather has gotten over the fact that, do you think Heather has ever gotten over what Shannon did about the lawsuit, that whole thing, when she sat her down? Like, Heather holds grudges more than anyone I ever know. Remember when she sat Shannon down and said, you know, if you ever speak about my family, like, I'll sue you. Like,
okay.
You think Heather's ever fully moved on from that? Heather Dubrow? Oh, please. I bet she doesn't like the kid that, like, got her out of dodgeball when she was in the fourth grade.
Probably. I can't stand her. She's almost ahead of Tamara.
She was in Boston last week for the head of the Charles and went to dinner in the North End.
Oh yeah, where'd she go? Was she visiting her child who goes to school in Boston?
Yes.
First of all, I was so happy Jen finished having her voice.
Yeah.
And I hated how Heather thought she could summons her back. That's where I lose it with Heather Dubrow.
But that's Heather. She does that with everyone.
No, I know it, but that's what I
I
can't
was shocked
stand
that
about
Tamara
her.
reacted to Heather okay after
Oh.
dinner when Heather was talking to Tamara very sternly about a lot of different things.
Well, I found it interesting that Tamara sat there and took it from Jen and didn't come back. And I figured there were one or two reasons. One, she needed to get her story straight. So she shut down in order to formulate her story on her advantage, Tamara.
Yeah.
Or two, Heather had glam. And she was sitting there for it. It
Oh,
was one or
probably.
the other in my head.
I think so
Maybe,
too.
yeah. I wasn't sure if she didn't speak and didn't argue because she really wanted her glam finished.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Maybe
Yeah,
that's what it
that's how
was.
simple it is. Now, I don't like babysitter telephone tag
Oh, the Katie thing with her daughter is so out of place. It's not even funny.
with
This is the
Katie,
Housewives first.
the daughter, the twins, Emily's boys, Tamara, Heather. I mean, the children.
But Emily, here's
It's
a
too
lesson.
many.
There are millions of teenagers in Orange County.
Yeah.
Why are you hiring one of your castmates' daughters?
Yeah, mistake number one.
Keep your home life private when there's no
Yeah,
cameras
totally.
there.
Yeah. Did I miss anybody? Let's see. We had Emily in there, her kids, Gina. I mean,
The hard thing about the Emily and her kids story with Heather is that I still have a little bit of belief that it was said, because that is such
yeah,
a
maybe.
bold lie that Katie's daughter would say. I don't know how anyone in their right mind, if Katie's daughter did lie about that, watch out for that girl. She's going to be a psycho when she gets a little bit older. Because if you have
And
that much cojones to with your mom's a first year housewife to go after Emily, who everyone knows like is a fan favorite because she has never like really done anything horrible, but she's funny, she's snarky, like she's a fan favorite on the show and she's a fixture.
yeah,
She's not going anywhere.
yeah, Emily's good.
And you came after her. I
Yeah.
think that's I don't know if I think it's a lie. I think it might be a little true. Now, do I think that maybe Katie's daughter started the conversation and got the boys talking, and then
Could've.
maybe her daughter selectively shared one line, but it was teed up like, who do you think is the meanest? Like, and then it was something of like, Heather's mean to my mom. She's really mean. And it was like, oh yeah, like, and boys can be boys and be like little kids. It's like not. I mean, I just know
Well,
my nephew at his age. It's like, oh my God, he'd say anything that if someone coached him
oh,
to
your
like
nephew,
say,
my
yeah,
great nephew,
yeah,
he
like
could be
if
coerced into saying
that's what
anything
I'm saying. It's like,
just to get a rise out of you because he's at that
yeah,
age.
that
Yeah.
age, that
Yeah.
age, a boy that wants to like act up with a
Yeah.
babysitter. I used to do outrageous things when I had babysitters. Like,
Yeah. Well, not only that, but here's where I think some of it could be manufactured, exaggerated for storyline purposes. I have a problem. This is just me. Somebody correct me if you don't agree with me. These are my opinions. This is my podcast. I get to say what I like.
no one's debating that. Take
Okay.
the mic,
So,
honey.
so here's what I think. Katie is again, this gets back to almost what we talked about in New York this week. Go back and watch our snarky review of the Real Housewives of New York City. The housewives come on and they almost shared too much, not knowing that in a year or two, most of them are going to be off.
And I
There's
think
no
Katie's going to
residuals.
last.
She might, she may not. I don't know. This is what I don't like. And this is why I think Katie might have manufactured the story with her kid. One of the first things we heard about Katie learning her background is that she was adopted and those were like boring people. And she doesn't really speak highly of her adopted parents.
Mm.
And I think you just came on a show and obviously you did okay in life because now you're living a very beautiful lifestyle.
And you're on the Housewives.
You're on the Housewives. They adopted you and made you part of their family, and you're kind of dissing them. And we're not even into season 2, 3, 4 like
You're
Tamara.
so
We
right.
didn't find about her dad until it was like 5 seasons in, where she finally decided to share with us her father issues.
Even Jen Pedrante, we didn't really know a lot about her ex-husband last year and how bad the finances were and all of it.
We still don't know. I just think that if you're willing so early in your housewife journey to give up your adopted parents, who you say were nice to you and were fine, I just think you'll give up anybody.
Totally.
Yeah, so
Snitches get
that's what.
stitches.
Yeah, yeah, and you know what I mean? I just thought to myself, I don't know, this could be a manufactured story. This could be them trying to dig because we've already had the little, I mean, you know, the Dubrows and Disney and the paparazzi, it could go either way. I still believe
Yeah.
it
And who
happened.
cares? Honestly, who cares?
Yeah, please. All right. I don't care, but she did get into that story, and so now she's making another story.
Totally.
I have to wonder, these women are pretty whatever. Now, when they went, first of all, why can't, first of all,
Oh, Shannon's kids.
they're lovely. I like Stellar
No,
and
her daughter who
Adelaide.
lost her voice was hysterical.
I want the lobster.
And I was like, I want the
So
lobster
what is
fried
it
rice or
about?
whatever.
Yeah, what is
And
it
then she's
about?
like, they were talking about the guys they get, and they're like, are you gonna get with anyone? And Shannon was
Yeah.
horrified.
Horrified. I'm in a dry spell right now. Oh, they're living typical co-eds living in Europe for a year or so. They're gonna have a blast
And
for
even
themselves.
and even like Shannon's ex-husband, I think will watch that, even though it's his girls talking about things that he probably wouldn't like. But just because of the context and them making Shannon like crawl into like a cave, he'll think it's so funny.
I thought they were great. I mean, I love the
I don't think they
dynamic.
crossed the line. Like they just were
No,
funny. They
they're
like,
still nice girls.
yeah, of
I thought they
course.
were nice girls. Now, the interesting part, which I don't think is that interesting, I figured out why it happened. Nobody's talking about the reason why. I'm surprised the housewives aren't talking about it or they've edited it. There's a reason why none of them can go to the bathroom in England
Oh, why?
because they're all on Ozempic and it is known to cause it slows digestion in your body. So that's why you don't eat as much because you're full all the time. Like
Mm,
it slows down your body. So if you slow down your body, what happens? Everything gets clogged.
mm.
And so they're all having trouble. Emily can't go. We
Oh yeah,
know
of
she
course.
admitted she's on Ozempic. And uh probably even Heather. They're probably all on
Shannon
it.
though was okay.
Shannon,
This
though,
was great.
as Shannon can't go because she's having the biggest side effects from Ozempic. That's my
Totally.
belief because they've already talked about like women have had like to go in for surgery because it's not coming out. So the reason they can't go is because they're all on Ozempic. That's my
When
opinion.
Tamara said, "What are you gonna do? Put a hit out on me?" And then
Oh,
Katie goes, "Why would you say that?" I was
yeah.
waiting for Heather to say, why would you say that Emily's son, like, why would you talk about what your daughter and the babysitting?" And I was
Yeah.
hoping it was gonna be brought up.
No, they didn't go there yet. But
They'll
you
go
know
there
what?
soon.
When the lovely woman came to talk about proper British
Etiquette.
etiquette.
What did you think
And
was happening?
all, all I wrote is that Tamara is so low class, no amount
That's part of
of,
who Tamara is. I don't know why she can't
yeah,
just
but
own it.
I know, but even when she looks at the camera in the talking head and gives it the finger, it was just like, why do you have to go there? I don't
Exactly.
understand why she has enough media sense to know that at what point are you going to start selling? I mean, I think now everything her kids have said about her, I don't know how Eddie has lasted with her this long.
I mean, I think that she puts it on for the cameras. I don't think Tamara's like that in real life. I don't.
Oh, well, give me a break. I want Heather to shut up too.
Mm.
Everything about Heather is annoying me. Everything about Tamara, the dinner, uh, they're horrible to each other. They're all
Yeah, they are.
horrible. And then let's get to Gina and Shannon and um the whole mess of calling lawyers, getting this background on them, finding that did Travis push her down the stairs or
She
not?
pushed
Why?
Travis, not
She
her.
pushed Travis. Okay,
That's what
whoever
it
pushed.
is.
Well, because I don't believe any of it. Nobody knows what happens in a house unless you are there and you are one of those two people.
Yeah, also, like, if it was when Gina was drinking, that's such a friggin' like, that irks me.
Right. But I gotta tell you, when Miss Tamara Barney
Mm.
Judge went after Shannon again with you're a drunk, you're an alcoholic, the whole thing. To Gina, stop. It's her journey, not yours. Stop calling her an alcoholic, Gina said. I've had enough of it. You're triggering me. And I got to give you to
Yep.
Gina.
I would do the same.
Yeah. I mean, Gina was so spot on with
Gina's having a
enough,
great
Tamara.
season.
Great season. Emily is too. And they're like the voice of reason.
And I just ask, I question like Tamara, your sanity. You have someone who's been very open and public about their recovery journey on the show, on your cast, and you think that you're not gonna eventually push them over the edge with this like labeling of Shannon Bedore?
Well, don't you think she's trying to push her now as the season has progressed?
I don't think she's trying to push Gina. I don't think she thought she would get to Gina.
No, but you know what? These women are horrible friends.
No, what I'm saying though is I don't think Tamara thought she was going to get to Gina. I think she thought she was going to get to Shannon. And
Yeah.
look what happened.
Yeah, she got to Gina. And Gina doesn't deserve that either.
No, but like, what did you think, Tamara? Did you not? And that's where I say to myself, it's not autism, but it is stupidity. It is a behavioral disorder. It is like narcissist complex, like only thinking about yourself. It's like you have no awareness of like there's an alcoholic who's open about their journey, sitting at that table with you, who's talked about their recovery on camera. If anyone should be talking to Shannon about her drinking, it's Gina.
Yeah, well, and she's just inappropriate at all times.
And trust me, I know Gina would say, do you think you have a problem, Shannon? Like, do you like that's the one thing you know of in recovery as someone who is, it's like everyone's journey is everyone's journey. And like, just like we
And
learned with
everybody's
ourselves,
unique. Right.
just like we learned with ourselves, it doesn't change until you want it to change. So
Right.
like beating the dead horse doesn't work. Trust me, ask my mom. Like, no, I'm serious. Like
Oh,
my
God.
mom called me out years before I was able to do it myself. And
Right.
it's just a waste of breath. And what it does is it actually pushes people to want to prove that they don't have a problem, which then like they think that they can drink and be good and they're not. Like, that's just the way it is. So it's like, Tamara, like let Shannon navigate her journey herself. The fact that you are continuously pushing it is not going to get her any closer to realizing she may have a problem.
Mhm.
And what you're eventually going to do is you're going to just, what she's doing now, make herself look like an ass. Tamara.
Well, she is. And I
Yeah.
mean, all I can think of while watching it is why would anyone, any housewife sitting there, why would anyone be friends with Tamara? And you can be friends, but don't tell her a thing, because at the worst moment,
She'll bring it up.
no, not only will she bring it up, she will weaponize it.
Totally.
It's total warfare with her.
Totally.
And every single, now what's interesting, if you follow them on social media like I do, as the season has progressed, there's far less Tamara and Heather out and about. And Heather is always out with Shannon, Gina, Emily, and Heather. And so I find it interesting as the seasons progressed. I'm sure contrived and manipulative Heather Dubrow and Terry have sat there and went, oh, try to get on with, you know.
Yeah, but also Tamara records every day with Teddy.
Yeah.
Tamara has like a different kind of world. And also, I think Tamara, when she's not filming, I think Tamara is very strategic about the circles she's in because of her role as a podcaster.
Yeah, but I only see it with Alexis Bellino, and nobody should be with her.
Yeah, totally. Who's your mess? Katie's daughter.
No, I mean, Shannon is still a woman on the verge of a nervous breakdown.
Yeah, but that's not what we call a mess.
Well, Tamara's a mess too.
Yeah.
And you know, I've had fights with lifetime friends, and I can't imagine filming with them.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
I mean, it can't be easy to have these people that you actually genuinely think are your friends, and then you find out they're not, and they're
exactly
against you.
Yeah.
So I see it from two, but it's not Tamra. She's not a mess now because I think so much of what she does on this show is deliberate,
Totally. Well,
unfortunately. And
follow
no
us.
one should be friends with her.
Yeah. Well, follow us, subscribe us,
Oh,
like us,
next week
comment.
is the season finale
Oh, that's
and
great.
the return of Johnny J.
Ooh, I'm so excited for that. Well, like us, subscribe us, comment us, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. We love you. Bye.
Bye.